when they're really not. All the red flags, because you're looking at it through these rose-colored glasses, all the red flags, they just look like they're all red, so it's not really, nothing really stands out now. See, that's good. That's a good one. Thanks, Dover King. Okay, let me. I think that was another super chat. Thanks for all super chats too. Aaron says, the more I listen to his story, it's even more ridiculous. I'm sorry, it's just insane. Bring cash on the plane. I know. And unfortunately, brother Aaron, it gets a whole lot worse. It really does. Okay, but let's go back to what CRYPTOROOTS was saying. We're almost done with this particular video. Then we're going to be done. He's talking about how Brother Polite asks him whether or not he drinks or not, and you can tell that CRYPTOROOTS, he was taken aback by that, because he assumed that Polite wasn't living like that. He wasn't drinking all, because Polite, he's talked all that shit. I'm a vegan and all this stuff, and I don't do this and I don't do that. But behind the scenes, you see, and I already knew it. I knew he wasn't a vegan. I can tell. If you've been vegan long enough, you can tell. And I said it a long time, he's unhealthy. You know, he's been unhealthy for a long time. You don't have that type of skin texture, and it's all greasy, and it's some places it's greasy, some places it's dry and ashy. There's a reason why. Hey. But this again is misrepresenting oneself so that people think you're better than they are. And so because you're better or greater than they are, then you're going to have more confidence in them. And now, as a con man, you can take their confidence and turn them into a resource. All right, thanks, Aaron.
They grab the Hennessy, and then he grabs like potato chips, a bunch of fucking garbage from the liquor store. Like, seriously. So him and Nina, they go and they grab the Hennessy, and then he grabs like potato chips, a bunch of fucking garbage from the liquor store. Like, seriously, my health master teacher just eating a bunch of fucking garbage, grabbing a Hennessy bottle.
Yeah, and see how he says a master teacher. He's not a master teacher. Health guru, because he's talking about food and all this stuff. But meanwhile, look how he's living.
And I'm thinking, damn, all right, whatever, like you know what I'm saying? And then I apologized. I said, hey, yo, like, I apologize if that made you feel uncomfortable about me. Just like, yo, you apologize too much. If we don't invite you around again, now you know why. He said this shit to me, and I'm like, damn, man. Like, I'm already fucking up with this dude. Like, I'm just gonna shut the fuck up and just don't say nothing. Man, like,
this is sad.
I'm just shut up and don't say nothing. So we hit the music studio that night. I stayed up. I was attentive. Nina, the artist, his wife or whatever, fell asleep. I was because it was my dream to be.
Who's Nina? Isn't that the other? I think Nina's the one that got caught. Let me know in the chat room. I think that was the Nina. You don't see her around. I haven't seen her around for a long time. And most of them are gone anyway. There's only a couple of them, especially with the situation he's dealing with now. But I think Nina was the one who, because they did a video together, and she started crying, and they was talking about police brutality and all that kind of stuff. Am I right? Am I right about that, chat room? Let me know.
With Brother Polite, and it was also my dream to be in a professional recording studio making a professional record.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So Nina is the young sister, not the girl. Yeah, but which one? I know who would know is what's the sister's name? She's excellent. She's really good. Oh man, I'm subscribed. I just can't think of her YouTube page, but she has a series dealing with Polite right now. Something investigations, something like that. Something investigations. Anyone else know? Because I'll have to look into it a little bit later, because I want to figure out. I can't remember. I thought it was that particular young lady. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Snatch TV. Yeah, it's Snatch TV. I thought it was Snatch Investigation or something like that. That's the woman. She's look, in my opinion, she's the best. She really is. She's really good at what she does. Aaron says Hennessy. He might as well sent him to get cancer. Don't. Aaron, he already, every time the liquor come up, Aaron got a comment. He said, no, instead of getting that, you should go on and get this. Hey, Ron, I know you don't work in the liquor stores. I'm going to, I'm just playing. You funny, man. All right. Yeah, snatch investigation. That's the sister's name. Yeah, she is so good. Okay. Let's go ahead and finish this up.
I was so, because it was my dream to be with Brother Polite, and it was also my dream to be in a professional recording studio making a professional record. So Polite's like, hey, let's break out the shots. Let's break out the shots. And then he's like, yo, it's spiritual. It's spiritual. And, you know, I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like Bobby Hammond. I get it. I get it. He's like, all right, cool, G. So I take some shots. I have, you know, I didn't want to, literally, I felt some kind of peer pressure. I just didn't want to miss out on the vibe or ruin the vibe. So we did the Vegas thing.
Okay, Darius, which video are you referring to? You got a video title? Because then that way I can. Oh no, you're right. Now I remember. Yeah. I remember this now. I remember this now. This wasn't one of his wives. I was thinking of this other woman. You're right. You're right. Because and she wasn't. Nina wasn't around that long either. I remember this. Okay, now I remember. Yeah.
I obviously drove back, and what ended up happening was him and Nina got in a big fight, and Nina started disrespecting us, and so he flipped out on Nina really hard, like extremely hard, very hard. And I didn't say nothing. I didn't even look. I didn't say nothing. And I guess at that moment he felt like he could trust me, because I act like nothing happened the whole time. I didn't tell him to calm down. I just didn't shut up. I ignored the whole situation. So it was afterwards, I drove him back, and I bought them food. Bought Nina.
Man, he bought the food. Man, this. Yeah, just like I said, I kind of laid the foundation to talk about just the trust factor. You know, he just believed in Polite, and man, let me promote this sister too, because her YouTube page, what she's doing is great. If you're out here doing wrong, you don't want her getting on your ass. Shit. You don't want her getting into your receipts. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, she's really good, highly intelligent. She does her research. You know, she's well spoken. She just seems like a really pleasant person too. Here's her YouTube page. Go on over there and start checking. She's doing a whole series on Polite. It's really good. Go on over there and subscribe and tell her I sent you. Here it is right here about how he's paying for food. But you notice from the time that he gets on that plane and brings over, I can't remember how many $1,000s it was. I thought I wrote it down. He gets on the plane, and from the time he lands, it's about giving up money. First, it was through these so-called investments, but then it was to pay for expenses for Polite. You see what's happening here? That's what I'm saying. Just like Umar doesn't have his own money. He has to get money from other people to pay for his own life expenses. And a lot of these scammers, because they can't operate in the real world as, you know, functional contributors to society, they have to find ways to scam. Zaza Ali is another one of these individuals. I know people don't want to hear it, but she is. You see. And if you guys look deeply enough into a lot of these individuals, they have criminal records, and that's one of the reasons why they're unwilling to try to get a job, because they recognize it's going to be very difficult to get a job with that criminal record. So they have to figure out alternative ways. And instead of running a legitimate business, what they do is they start to scam people. That's what they do. They're always trying to find new ways to get money out of people. And the irony is that, and part of the reason is because they're not reformed. They're not reformed criminals. They're still criminal minded. I said this shit about Umar and people got upset at me. But look where we're at now. You see, if you reformed and you still have that on, you know, you still got that on, you know, you got the record, you can still figure out a way, because there's plenty of people that do it, to have a legitimate business and make good money and earn a decent living and earn an income where you can provide for yourself and provide for your family. Plenty of people that do it. But if you're not reformed, what you're going to use is you're going to use the criminal element within you and within your conscience or within your mind to continue to try to get money out of people criminally. You see? And I want you to understand something. Just because you don't have a criminal record doesn't mean that you're not criminal. It just means you ain't got caught yet. Write that shit down.
The food, and he was just like, no. So it was afterwards, I drove him back, and I bought them food, bought Nina food, and he was just like, no, this was the angriest I've ever been in years, and da-da-da-da-da. And I felt like at that moment, he opened up more to me. He really, you know, and...
Now watch this. Oh, real quick, Desert Scarm says, now wait a minute, Lenore, you going to leave that finds out. Now, hold on now, because I said this before. I have a lot of beautiful women in my family. I mean, fine. So I'm not easily persuaded because it's because I'm telling you guys, you go look at pictures of my mom when she was, young, like, my sisters, aunts, cousins. So that shit don't faze me. I do recognize beautiful women when I see y'all know that. I married one. Last time my mom was out here, I said, Mama, we don't do ugly women in our family. She just looked at me. She wanted to say something, but I was there because I told my niece, because I said, no, you're pretty, and I said all the women in our family are pretty. I said and then my daughters, I said, y'all pretty too. I looked at my wife and said, you pretty. I said, Mama, we don't do ugly. I said, that's why I chose Aida. My mom gave me a look like. But the point that I'm getting at is that I'm not persuaded by that. And there are women who normally people would see and I say, you know what? She ugly. Y'all understand what I'm saying? so I'm not fazed by that shit. I'm not. Okay, and I have too many women in my family that they're beautiful. And the men in our family, we ugly, yeah, we get that, but we tend to choose fine women. All right, let's move on. Here we go.
So, is it still going? All right, man. I don't even know. Like, the story goes so deep. It goes so deep. So it ended up happening where we get back, and we ended up going to dinner. It was one of the other live streams, and at the end of the meal, I had to pay for everything. It was like a $400 bill. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, whoa. He was like, oh, that's an investment, G. That's put into your trust. Put into your trust. I'm gonna try to keep this as chronologically as in order that I can, but there's so many different times and situations. And every time I was driving him, I'm from the jungle. I'm from Hawaii. Yeah, I'm originally from LA, but I spent the last 10, 12 years. So there was so much pressure to drive in LA and get to polite to things on time and just like, and then I was getting pressure from Raed, like, why are you going so slow? And, and I'm worried about driving his pregnant wife around Amanette, like, and so it was a lot of anxiety and stress on that. And then I'm paying for Airbnbs, and I'm just literally waiting on Polite to call me. I still don't have no car, by the way. Oh yeah, when we get back to Vegas, he's like, all right, G, you know what? You can keep the car right now. You can keep the car. You can do your thing. And yeah, just drop us off, right? So I ended up having the car for a little bit, but it was his car. I never got the car that I paid for. You know what I'm saying? So I was joking around a little bit. I had a little fun, but at the same time, I'm spending left and right Airbnbs and fast food, thinking like, all right, so when are we going to get this condo? Literally, like, weeks and weeks went by, and he's like, yo, pay for the furniture. Oh, also, I had to pay for the furniture. It was like $3 or $4 grand before I went out there. So I paid him that. And he was like, oh, there's real estate fees. I have people looking all over. So I paid him that. And then it ended up being storage fees for the furniture. So I had to pay him that. And I'm thinking, all right, like, I'm about to get all this back. And there's just so many times where I had to rush him and his wives or him and Nita to the airport, had to go pay for the baggage. Yo, pay for this. Yo, pay for that. All this, I had to pay for him left and right. And I'm thinking, damn, like, and there was times like the first time I kept asking him for books. Yo, Polite, can I get a book? When can I set up the trust? When we can get the condo? And at that point, I felt it was kind of cheaper just to sleep in the car. You know what I'm saying? So and then I hit a point where I'm like, yo, honestly, like, I can't do. And he just flipped out. And he was just like, you know what? I'm giving you your refund back. I got a private interest holdings account. Da da da. I'm just gonna refund you your money. Da da da. How disrespectful! I did all this work for you, and I'm thinking like about to cry. Like, fuck! Did I just ruin this opportunity or like change my life? Like, and man, and he was just like, yo, we need to meet up. You know. So he goes. We meet up, and we start building and start talking, and I don't know. This is what he does. He's a magician with words. But he ended up calming me down. And I said, all right, cool, no worry. He's like, yo, oh yeah, and you just need a little bit more investment, right? So I gave him like a couple $1,000, $2,000. And also, man, there's just so many times. And so I'm trying to think about all the times I gave him money. And so, no, the tax liens, I kept bugging. Nothing. I haven't heard nothing. He said that was pending. The trust, never heard. I was begging him for books. Hardly ever got them. You know what I'm saying? And then that's going to be part one, right? That's going to be part one.